Carlos Mendez. I work for the Hilton Blue Lagoon at Miami Airport. I've been in this property close to 3 years. I've been in hospitality to close to 25 years. I started in New York with the Hampton Palace as a overnight front desk manager. After 2.5 years, I decided to try out the housekeeping division. Since that, I've been in housekeeping. I like the job. It's one of the biggest apartments in any hotel. I could say least appreciated, but at the end of the day, the staff and we feel that we did a good job and we provided the best service for the guests. As we know that everybody comes to the hotel just for the rooms. So we definitely emphasize the fact that service, having a clean room is what counts in hospitality.
Okay. So what attracted you to housekeeping? What was the selling point for you?
I guess the action. In big properties, when you have a lot of checkouts, you figure you need to do it. You got other departments counting on you, and you just want to see the whole product at the end of the day. So I guess the challenge, housekeeping every day has a challenge. There's different, we face different issues, including from the staff, operational, gas issues. So at the end of the day, makes you feel good that everything is done, and every day is different. It's not the same thing every day.
Are there any operational challenges you have found to be specific to this property?
Operational challenge right now I'm facing one is, like I mentioned to you, the staffing. Right now for the last 3 months I'm down 11 ladies, and it's very difficult. I mean, the jobs are posting. There's a lot of competition in this area, so it's hard to find the right person, and a lot of people feel like, it's easy, then they come in and they don't cut it. I mean, they're like, oh, this is too hard. When you have to push a car, you have to take out linen, strip rooms, take out the dirty linen, and things like that. It's very challenging. So not everybody is is a room attendant. So one of the biggest issues I have right now is the staffing. I'm down, like I said, 11 room attendants, and it's difficult because when you have staffing, when you bring people from agencies, you have to train them, and sometimes the agency cannot provide the same person the next week. So that sets us back because we have to train the person that comes in to the standards of the room to make sure how many pencils they have, the napkins, the coffee, and everything, so they know what it takes for the room to be completed. So that's a big challenge for us.
Alrighty, Carlos. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Michael Hooper, General Manager, Hilton Miami Airport, Blue Lagoon. I've been here for 3 years and been in the hospitality industry for slightly over 30 years.
Alright. What attracted you to this specific property?
I wanted to get back to the warm weather. I was in Chicago for 6 years, so this was an opportunity to get into the warm weather.
Okay. Any lessons that you have learned as a GM that would be a good advice to anybody that's trying to follow this path?
There's so many. I mean, our business is about people, so one of the most important things is how do we handle people, that's guests, who can be difficult, and how do we make sure we service those guests, and then the team members that we work with can be very unpredictable as well. So an ability to manage those people, sometimes being encouraging, sometimes writing people up, sometimes having to terminate them, congratulating them, but being able to switch between all those things very quickly sometimes is very important. So that's very important. But I mean, the other part of it is it's become a big financial game now. You have to know revenue management extremely well, and all the different drivers, GDS, OTAs, and all of the different revenue management systems, at least not how to push the buttons, but at least how to interpret them and make decisions based on that. And then financial statements, understanding the financial statements and how to make money for the companies is very important. So having a broad knowledge of all the different areas of the hotel so that you can question your managers and you're able to get good understanding of why the results went well or why they didn't go well, and what the plan would be against that.
Could you just explain to me about your career path and how it led to you to this position?
I mean, I went to hotel school as well, like many people in Canada, and then I had worked in the restaurant business before that, bartender, waiter, bus person, and ended up out of school starting at the front desk. I thought, like many people, I should be a management trainee, or wanted to be a management trainee so I could get into what was perceived as a higher level position with more pay. But someone had suggested me starting on the front desk since I hadn't worked in the front desk, and that's what I did. So I had 5 jobs in 3 years at one hotel, got the opportunity to keep on moving up, and then I took the time to move. I said I wanted to get in the industry to move, allow me to travel. So I took opportunities that were outside of the hotel and location that I was at, and that helped propel my career. So I went to New Jersey as front office manager, and at that time there was no director of front office, so I was in charge of the front office. And then I went to another hotel as front office manager, so I went from a 300-room hotel to an 800-room hotel. And then I became area director of front office. I went to England, was in charge of 35 hotels. And then I became an assistant general manager after a couple of years, and then an assistant general manager, and then general manager in another hotel in England, and then GM of the Gatwick Airport Hilton. And each of those jobs was 2 years, not by choice necessarily, but just because opportunities presented themselves, and I was willing to move and take those opportunities to help what I thought was progressing my career.
Hello, my name is Amy Noriega. I'm the front office manager. I've been in this property for 2 years and a half. I make a year as a manager in May. I actually started off in food and beverage, and I did that for 5 years, and I moved on to the hotel industry.
All right, so what attracted you to this position?
So originally I started off with F&B. I was a store manager in Gulfstream Park, and after when I left that job, actually I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I came in place with hotels. One of my friends recommended me to work with hotels because she knew how much I liked working with guests and with team members. So I actually applied for the hotel position, and I started off as a GSA.
Okay, so what challenges have you faced, and any specific lessons you've learned from them?
Well, actually, as working in an airport property, it's completely different to what I was used to. In Gulfstream Park, you have like a little bit more of a higher end class. In terms of airport property, you have more of fast-paced people. A lot of business people, which have higher demands in a weird way, but they are very picky. So there is a lot of times where the guests complain, and it's actually not in regards to their stay, but just because the majority of the people that are staying here have gone through a lot to actually make it to their room.
What qualities do you look for in front desk agents?
I look at, when I do any type of hiring, I look at people that are well with interacting with others, but not only so much with interacting, as well as being able to put themselves in the guest's shoes, because we do deal with a lot of complaints from all the departments, and if you're not able to understand why they're complaining or why they made it to the front desk, it's not going to help me out in terms of like the whole training. I could train you and I could teach you how to do on cue, but if you don't have empathy and if you don't understand why they're complaining, it's going to be a lot harder in terms of making my job, because then I would have to be dealing with every single guest. So when it comes to training, I do want to make sure that person is somebody that could help me out in the future and make my life and everybody else's life a little bit better in terms of helping out with the things that need to be done.
Okay. Amy, thank you so much.